So today it's time to check our work from lesson 96. We started with your favorite kind of problem, number one of our rate problems, or average problems. Three bikes were bought for an average price of $280. So I did 3 bikes. The average price was $280. I multiplied 280 by 3 and then got that they spent a total of $840. And the next month, they bought 5 bikes for an average of $240 per bike. 240 times 5 gave me $1,200 total that they spent that month. So I took the total for this month and the total for the other month, and I added them together. I got $2,040. $2,040 divided by 5 plus 3 makes 8 bikes total. 2,040 divided by 8 gave me $255 average price per bike. Number 6 is 60. It says 60 is 20% less than what number? So I did an original change new because I had a change in percent. 20% less, so I filled out my percent category. So 60 is 20% less than some other number. So 60 is my new number after I've accounted for 20% less. So my proportion, 100 over 80 is equal to the original number over 60. I did my cross multiplying. The original number was 75. Oh, it's not supposed to be dollars, it's just numbers. Number 7, another original change new. The average number of customers increased 25% during the sale. Increase of 25%, so I was able to fill out my percent category. It said 120 people were coming in before the sale, so how many are coming in after the sale? So I got rid of this. My proportion is 100 over 125 equals 120 over n. I did my cross multiplying. My new number of customers is 150 customers. Number 8, we had to transform our questions into equations. The first one said 60 is what percent of 50? So to get what percent by itself, I have to divide both sides by 50. This canceled out here. 60 over 50, I reduced it to 6 over 5. 6 divided by 5 gave me 1.2. To change 1.2 into percent, I multiply by 100%, 120%. On B, they switched things around. They said 50 is what percent of 60? So I needed to divide both sides by 60. I just left this as 5 over 6. And then I said 5 over 6 times 100 to get to percent. Gave me 500% divided by 6. When I do my division, I end up with a remainder of 2 out of 6. I reduce that. Final answer, 83 1/3%. Number 12 is a rate conversion problem. They want us to go from $12 per hour to cents per minute. So I said $12 per 1 hour. The first thing I did was to change my hours to minutes. So hours is on bottom here, so I put hours on top here to go to minutes. 1 hour is to 60 minutes. Then I want to change my dollars to cents. Dollars is on top here, so I put dollars on bottom here. $1 is the same thing as 100 cents. So then I have 12 times 100 divide by 60, and you get 20 cents per minute, or you may have written it like this, 20 cents per minute. Number 10, we've got corresponding, or similar triangles rather. Okay, so similar triangles have corresponding angles, so they want us to show which angles correspond and which sides correspond. Okay, so we're going to say angle ACB, that's this angle in here, corresponds to angle ECD, this angle here. Okay, angle A corresponds to angle E, those are the right angles. Angle B corresponds to angle D. Side AB corresponds to side ED. Side CE corresponds to side AC. And side BC corresponds to side DC. The second part, they said that the measure of ABC, that's this angle here, is 53 degrees. So they want us to find the measure of ECD. They want us to find this angle here. Well, I know that angle B and angle D are corresponding, so that means they have the same measure. Angle B is 53 degrees. That means angle D is 53 degrees. So this one's 90. So if I do 180 minus the 90 minus the 53, I'm left with 37 degrees for angle ECD. Number 12 is an evaluation problem. C times A plus B. If A is -4, B is -3, C is -2. So I just replaced everything. -2 times -4 plus a -3. -4 plus -3 gives me -7. Times the -2 gives me +14. Okay, number 15. These ones were the hard ones. Okay, so we got to remember our formula. Volume equals, the capital B is for area of the base times the height. Okay, so on my first one, the area of my base, the base of my figure is a square. So the area of that square is 3 centimeters times 3 centimeters, which is 9 centimeters squared. That's the capital B part. Times the height of the cube was 3 centimeters. And I get 27 centimeters cubed for the volume. Now B is the one that's harder. Okay, I'm still going to use my same formula. Volume equals area of the base times the height. But this time I have to think about what shape is my base. Okay, the shape of the base is a triangle. Okay, so to get capital B, area of the base, I have to do area of that triangle. It said that it was 6 and the height was 4. So 6 times 4, 24 divided by 2, gives me 12 centimeters square for my capital B. Okay, so this is capital B here. 12 centimeters squared times my height. Height, that means how far does this figure go back? And if you look on the triangular prism there, it shows it going 5 centimeters back. So 12 centimeters squared is the area of the base times 5 centimeters is the height, 60 centimeters cubed. Number 19. Scientific notation. I do 3 times 8, I got 24. 10 to the third times 10 to the -8 is 10 to the -5th. 24 is not proper. 24 becomes 2.4 times 10 to the 1. Combine it with times 10 to the -5. +1 and -5 combine to a -4. 2.4 times 10 to the -4. Number 20. We've got a circle. The radius of the circle is 6 meters. So they want us to find the circumference, and we can leave pi as pi. Circumference is pi times diameter. If the radius 6, diameter is 12, 12 pi meters. I don't have to multiply times 3.14. They said I could leave it as the symbol. Area, pi r squared. R is 6. R squared is 36. Area is 36 pi meters squared. Okay, 21 was something to go along with our new lesson. So they're telling us to use the clock face to determine how many degrees these different angles are. And remember, since there are 60 minutes on a clock, 360 degrees divided by 60 minutes, each minute is 6-degree measure, if we're thinking about the measure of degrees in a circle. Okay, so 1 minute means 6 degrees. So on A, angle BOC shows a distance of 15 minutes passed on the clock. So I said 15 times 6 degrees gives me 90 degrees for that angle. On B, it looked like 25 minutes in that angle. So 25 times 6 degrees is 150 degrees. C, 8 minutes in that small angle times 6 degrees per minute, it gave me an angle measure of 48 degrees. 25, 2.5x minus 7 equals 13. What's the variable? X. What's the term containing the variable? 2.5x. What's happening to 2.5x? It's being subtracted by 7. How do I undo that? Add 7 to both sides. So now I changed my 2.5 to 5 halves. 5 halves x is equal to 20. What's happening to x? It's being multiplied by 5 halves. How do I undo that? Divide by 5/2, which means multiply by the reciprocal. So I need to multiply both sides by 2/5. This cancels. I'm left with x equals 8. 27. 27 is a distribution problem. -3 times x minus 4. So my -3 needs to get multiplied times everything in parentheses. -3 times x is -3x. -3 times -4 is +12. Same thing on B. X times x plus y. X times x is x squared. X times +y is +xy. Last problem, 29. So I have multiplication here. -4ab squared times -3b squared c times 5a. I've got negative times negative times positive, so my final answer will be positive. 4 times 3 times 5 gives me 60. A times a is a squared. B squared times b squared is b to the 4th. C, I don't have any more c's to multiply it against, so it's just c. B is a collect like terms. A squared plus ab minus b squared. This term and this term are the only two that are like. Plus 1ab minus 1ab, that gives me 0 ab's. So I'm just left with a squared minus b squared. Okay. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you next time.